Hi everybody, I'm Ivan.
And I'm Stephanie.
And this is Family Table Talk. So today we want to talk about a topic that once we start talking about it, you're going to be like, you must be talking about my family. And that's about clutter. I'm sure if you are a homeowner, even if you rent a place and you've got a garage, most of the time you have a garage that your car doesn't go into because you use your garage as storage space. Or you have a basement or an attic full of stored stuff that you go through once or twice every 5 or 10 years and declutter things, and then you just put things back into a box, and then 5-10 years later you go through it again, throw away a few more things, put stuff back in a box, and you don't use things. Or you have junk drawers in every room of your house. At least every family has one junk drawer in their kitchen. If you have an office, I'm pretty sure you have a junk drawer there. In my office, I have a junk box that I sort through every couple of months and be like, oh, that's where that is.
You can have excessive clothes in your closet that you think you will wear. If you lose 10 or 15 pounds, I'll be able to wear that.
That never happens.
And you lose that 15 pounds and then you never wear it.
Kids' playroom, or even their bedrooms if you don't have a playroom. The living room, family room, whatever, you find you have 3-4 toy boxes, and you could really fit all the toys they play with regularly into one toy box. Mm-hmm. So the whole point is excess. And that's what we want to talk about, is how we have collected a lot of clutter in the past 4.5 years that we've been married. Because honestly, we did not bring a lot of clutter with us when we got married, because we lived in the college dorms first, and you couldn't have a lot of things in the college dorms. Mm-hmm. And then when we had our first apartment together, we had the basic necessities. And then our first 2 years that we were married, we had Robert. So of course we started collecting things. Then we moved from our 1-bedroom apartment to a 3-bedroom house.
My parents
Clutter.
gave all my stuff to us.
Yeah, so the stuff that, her childhood stuff, dolls. Mm-hmm. Don't even get me started on dolls. But just anything that she had in her room when she lived at home, we got. Mm-hmm. And, I mean, some of that stuff is like memorabilia, some things you kind of want to hold on to. But kind of to bring this to a deeper level of why we're making this video, is over the past probably 3 or 4 months, maybe some of it has to do with the fact that we are about to have a third kid, and we're just kind of trying to make changes with each kid to see where we kind of made mistakes with the first one, with the second one. We don't want to continue with the third one and try to start correcting things. But the last 3 or 4 months, we've really been evaluating a lot of things in our lives, and one of the things that we've noticed is we live in such abundance. Now, I'm not talking about America as a whole. America as a whole lives in abundance. What we're talking about us personally, and we'll get to why we're bringing it to a personal level here in a minute, but we live in such excess. We have way more material things than we need. Now, some people, they wouldn't care. They're like, okay, whatever, so you have a lot of extra stuff. For us, we can't speak for other people, but for us, the excess of material things that we have has bled over into other aspects of our life. One area is, in order to support that excess, that abundance, we have debt to match with that. We also have no room in our house to really put everything in its place, because we have a lot of stuff. Mm-hmm. So it's affected us financially. It's affected our health. Now, you might not think, a cluttered house or living in abundance, would affect your health. But when you have this mentality of having a lot, you also have a lot of food. And that's why I am almost 100 pounds overweight. She's pregnant, so we're not even going to talk about her. She's fine. She's pregnant. But another thing, so it's affected our finances, our health. And then when you start placing importance on material things, whether you realize that you're doing it or not, it affects you spiritually. And it affects relationships. It affects behavior, especially in your little kids, because they're at a very impressionable age and they are creatures of habit. So when you give them an abundance of things, they will create that habit of having abundance at their fingertips at all times. So we have had to really allow ourselves to get smacked in the face with a lot of things, really. We realized, I'm not saying we have a bad marriage whatsoever, but we could have a better one. When, I work third shift, so I work overnights. So the nights that I have off, 9 times out of 10, you'll find us on opposite ends of the couch after the kids go to bed, on our phones or on our tablets. Once in a while, that's okay. But when that becomes the norm, you lose out on relationship building opportunities. With the kids, I'm trying not to, because it's not the kids' fault, it's our fault.
Yeah.
But at one time, we had 3 iPads in the house and 2 other tablets that we didn't use. That's 5 tablets in a household of 4 people. And we started realizing that was a little excessive. So we did get rid of 1 iPad.
And the 2 other tablets broke.
And the 2 other tablets broke. So yeah, now we're just down to 2 tablets. Yeah. We also have a TV and a Blu-ray player. And we used to have 2 TVs and 2 Blu-ray players. But we got rid of one of them. But the point is because of the materialism that we have allowed into our lives, an attitude has formed in our kids' lives to a point of selfishness. And we have noticed that the less screen time our kids have, the better moods they have, the better attitudes they have. Then the more screen time they have, you try to take that away from them, and they're tyrants.
Yep.
It also affects their bedtimes, too.
Mm-hmm.
So we say all of that because we are embarking on a journey that is very hard for us. We are, in our own way, going to be embracing a more minimalistic lifestyle. You can Google what minimalism means. For us, it means getting rid of all excess things in our lives that do not add value to our lives. And we want to bring you guys along on this crazy journey of ours. And we're kind of going to go room by room in different video segments and showing you how we are minimalizing things and how we're getting rid of things. And we're even doing a hard thing of removing sentimentality from a lot of things, because like for me, I love keeping birthday cards. I love keeping stuffed animals that I've been given over the years just because of the story that's attached to it. But when it comes down to it, in the grand scheme of things, it's not important. Our relationships with each other, with the kids, how we raise the kids, how we grow together as a couple, how we grow as parents is more important. And where you have pinpointed the major thing that has been kind of hindering us from being better parents, better husband and wife, is our excess, our materialistic tendencies. So we are freaked out by this because we're not going to talk about all of the things we're doing, but we are making drastic changes. And we have a plan set out for the next 6 months to get to a point of minimalism. And that means overhauling every aspect of our lives. The things that we talked about, we are overhauling our finances, we are overhauling our health, we are overhauling how much stuff we have. And we have an end goal in mind, but there's a lot of things that have to take place over the next 6 months in order for us to realize or maybe make it a reality. So we're not going to talk about that yet. But we will be doing different videos on how we got to this point. Because there's a lot of families out there that are like us. They don't want to admit it, but we did. And you have to admit that there's a problem before you can actually fix the problem.
Yep.
And just with the abundance of things that we have heaped unto ourselves, it's not created the best attitudes and the best relationships. Like I said, it's relationships in our family. They're not horrible, but we know they could be better, and we've found what has made them worse or what has prohibited them from being better. So yeah, we are working on, it's going to be a brand new set of videos called Embracing Minimalism, and it's just going to be our journey on how we are allowing the Lord to work in us and show us the things we need to get rid of in our lives. And we're going to document it for you. And again, we are going to make videos as to how we got ourselves into thousands of dollars of debt. And we'll give you exact numbers too, and how we got there and why we got there, why we are in the position that we are with our health, and why we have a lot of stuff. Just to be a help to people. Because like I said, there's people out there that maybe they don't realize that their materialism is the cause of family issues. We've recognized that it's ours. And so we want to be of help to people, and give God the glory in it all. And that's what our videos, our channel is all about, is Plemmons family values. And those two values can be summed up in faith and family. And we have kind of lost track of both of those things because we've cluttered our lives with a lot of things. So we want to get back to those values of faith and family, and this is the biggest way that we know how, is to rid ourselves of all earthly possessions and go live in the forest off the grid.
Yeah. He wants to live in a tiny house, and I said no.
But here's where I think a mind shift has switched for both of us. When we used to have cable, we watched HGTV a lot, and I always saw, or TLC, and we always saw the tiny house shows, and she was like, no, never gonna happen. And I always kind of liked the idea, or the idea of living in an RV. And I have shown her RVs in the past, but a couple of weeks ago, I was going through just seeing how much an RV would be that would fit a family of 5 or 6. Just looking at numbers, and so I showed her a couple, and she was actually like, okay, the idea of stripping our lives to the point where we could even live in an RV was actually okay with her. And I know that whatever decision I make for this family, she would follow me. I understand that, and I believe that, but it's nice when you don't have to drag her to follow you. So it's nice to have that aspect of support, that she recognizes the issues that we have and how our materialistic tendencies have gotten in the way of things, and that in the end, they don't matter.
And it took me a while to get to this point of agreeing to do this, because at first I was like, no, we're not getting rid of stuff. And as I'm getting ready for a third child, I realized we have so much stuff, and I have so much stuff.
So that's kind of what we're going to be doing with this new set of videos, is we're just going to bring you along on how we are embracing a more minimalistic lifestyle, and hopefully it'll be a help to somebody. If not to help them in their life, just maybe for entertainment purposes. laugh at us on how we're struggling to try to do this or whatever. But just come along with us. We enjoy doing these videos, and we were trying to think of a different series of videos to do besides our family table talk. And so we made this decision, this major life decision, and so we're going to record it and put it on the internet for you guys. So anyway, that is it for this family table talk. Be looking for that first video for our new video series, Embracing Minimalism. We should have that up within the next week. So yeah, we hope you enjoy this video, and we hope you enjoy the new videos. And in order to get notified of when we post videos, you've got to click that subscribe button and then the bell right next to it to get notified whenever we post new videos. And leave us comments if you would like to. Share these videos with anybody that you think might benefit from these videos. So with that, we will say goodbye and God bless.
Bye.